You already know what's going on up in here. You don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm coming with that fire every single time. You already know what it is. I need you to like and share the broadcast right now. This episode 2 of the Dexterity Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Dexter. We got a commercial, but right after it, we get into it. Shicky dicky quack quack. Let's go. Dexter. Yo. What's up? We back, baby. We are back from commercial break. Welcome to the second episode of the Dexterity Podcast. Make some noise for yourself. We are hailing live from Dallas, Texas, man. We are streaming this broadcast, from via Facebook Live, man. If you're in the comment section, please holla at your boy. Let me know that you tune in. Listen, don't forget, we need you to like and share, man. We need you to like and share from this point on, man. Welcome back. I missed y'all so much. A lot has transpired. A lot has taken place since the last episode, man. The first episode was truly phenomenal. The first episode was truly phenomenal when it comes to the viewership, when it comes to the shares, when it comes to the comments, even when it comes to the donations, man. You guys went above and beyond, and you guys showed a lot of love. You guys showed a lot of love to me, and I'm going to do my job to show a lot of love to you guys, man. We are just getting started, and I am just getting warm. I'm going to continue to get better and better. Welcome to the Dexterity Podcast, man. Listen, man. One of the things that I try to do is that I pride myself on the 2 E's, right? I try to be entertaining, and then I try to be edifying. I try to be entertaining, and I try to be edifying, right? So when you watch the introduction video, and you saw me with the band, I came up with that, a couple weeks ago, got the choreography down and everything. It was a movie. Yeah, it was a movie. Yeah, man. So I did that. So that was the entertainment part. Now I'm going to be edifying just for a little bit, man. Real quick, man, before I get going, I had a quick epiphany just a moment ago. This is a real quick nugget that you can take from this podcast. This off the cuff, this off the dome. This wasn't even planned. This wasn't even planned, man. As I'm having this epiphany, man, the thing that I realized is that the older you get, the mature that you should be getting. I said that the older you get, the more mature that you should be getting. Which leads me to the word of the day called growth. Touch your neighbor and say growth. Write in the comment sections, growth. Write in the comment sections, growth. Right? As you get older, you should be growing, right? And in growth, there is some things that you should outgrow from, right? Certain things that you should be doing, certain things that you did when you were younger, you should have outgrown that and not be doing it in your latter years. Now, I can name a couple things. There's certain things that you should outgrow, like habits, activities. You can even outgrow from people, right? But the one that I want to park on and we're gonna parlay on is clothes. The one that I want to talk about just a little bit is clothes. I sit here and I stand before you, and it damn near took a prayer. It damn near took a breakthrough to take all of those tight clothes off. It damn near took a prayer to take all of that off, man. I haven't worn that turtleneck in 2.5 years. And I haven't worn those camouflage jeans in 3. Oh, hell no. So what I mean by saying that is that was the top 3 worst decisions that I've ever made in my life. That was the top 3 worst decisions that I ever made in my life. I called myself being sporadic. I called myself being entertaining. And I damn near tore my Achilles getting out of that stuff. That is the last time that I'm putting on them jeans, and that's the last time I'm putting on that damn turtleneck ever again. So if you want the camouflage pants, you can DM me immediately after the show. Camouflage pants was nice, real nice, but I've just outgrown it, and I've just outgrown it, and that's one of the things that you got to realize. And I know I'm not the only one, right? I'm not the only one that deals with this, all right? Some of y'all, right, you still think you can put on jeans from when you was in college. Listen, I've seen some of you guys since college, and I just want to let you know I have eyes. I have eyes, right? That means that you have eyes too. And I need you to use those eyes and look in the mirror and come to the realization that maybe I just need to go a size up. Maybe even 2. Right? And that's okay, right? You got to come to the realization that it's just certain stuff that you can't fit. And, y'all want to have excuses, and then y'all want to blame it. Y'all want to blame you not fitting it. You want to blame it on the laundry. Oh, I left it. Oh, I washed it. I put it in the dryer. No, baby, you done got a little bit bigger. Right. So that's the quick nugget. There's certain things that we have to. We got to keep it real with ourselves. We got to keep it real with ourselves, and certain things that we have outgrown when it comes to people, but also clothes, man. So be mindful of that. And I just wanted to just throw that in there. And that was just a quick nugget, man. But welcome to the second episode of the Dexterity Podcast. I'm your host. I'm your cousin, whatever you need me to do. Real quick, man, we got a jam-packed show. Today, so I definitely don't want to parlay the time. I definitely got to take care of the chores. We talked about that the last time. In order to get to the chicken, and in order to play outside, in order to play the video games, we got to take care of the chores. So let me take care of our chores really, really, really quick. We want you to follow us on all of the social media pages. It's important that you do that. Follow us on the YouTube, follow us on the TikTok, follow us on IG, also follow us on Facebook. When it comes to the Instagram, when it comes to the TikTok, when it comes to the YouTube, it's going to be Dexterity Podcast. Just that, plain and simple, all right? When it comes to the Facebook page, instead of Dexterity Podcast, it's going to be Dexterity Media, right? And let me park real quick when it comes to the YouTube channel, right? I got this in caps in my notes. I got importance of the YouTube channel. Listen. Every social media page that I have has grown. Everyone. When it comes to the TikTok page, I think we're up to 50 followers. When it comes to When it comes to the Instagram page, I think we're over 120, and I've only had that page for about a month. Right. When it comes to the Facebook page, we're getting a lot of traction. We're getting a lot of viewership. People are viewing the page, so I get notifications all the time on the analytics when it comes to all of my pages. But the one thing that ain't growing is that doggone YouTube. Damn! That's the one thing that ain't really growing, man. I still got 15 subscribers. I still got 15 subscribers. Right now, I had 1.6 thousand views, which I thank you guys for. But just imagine if we had I need 50. In order for me to live stream this whole thing, I have to get up to 50 subscribers when it comes to YouTube. Now, as soon as I get my 50, that's when I can live stream these episodes, and that's when it's really going to be a movie. That's when it's really going to be a movie. I'll be able to interact. I'll get in the comments. I can ask questions. You guys we can, kind of dialogue, and I can really get more in my duffel whenever we're able to really live stream this thing, man. So the YouTube, if you don't connect or if you don't follow anything, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that is important. Now let's give a round of applause, because I believe and I'm decreeing that y'all going to do that after the episode. So round of applause for yourselves. Round of applause for yourselves. Also, real quick, questions and topics and suggestions. If you have questions, topic suggestions, DM me personally on my page, on my personal page, or you can reach out to any of the social media pages that we have. I am always on my phone. I'm always on social media. I'm always checking my notifications, so nothing will go unread. Nothing will go unread. So if there's a certain topic, if there's a certain take that you want from me, if a certain thing that you want me to dialogue or go over, things of that nature, man, just shoot me a DM, man. I'm definitely going to get to it, and I'll probably put it on the next episode because I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all my folks. Nothing but love for you. All right, we going through the announcements really, really quick. Okay, so I'm making good time. Also, I wanted to donations. Donations. There are a lot of ways that you can give and sow and donate, and to me and to my media platform. On the commercial break, it has all of the ways to give, but also Facebook Live has a pretty cool feature called the Facebook Stars. We have the Facebook Stars that gives you the ability to actually donate as I'm going live, as I'm streaming live on my platform, man. So I want to give a huge shout out to the people that donated last episode. Huge shout out, and we're gonna go through this really quick. Shout out to Malik Golden, who just celebrated a birthday, man. Happy birthday. That's my best friend. That's my brother. Huge shout out to Malik Golden. Another round of applause. Keep that round of applause going for Darnell Adams, my barber. Huge round of applause for Darnell. Also, my mother. Drop another bomb for my mother, my only mother. Shout out to my number 2, Auntie Cynthia. Thank you so much for your donation. And also, last but not least, to my Uncle Marcel. Love you dearly. I know he's tuned in and he's live, man. He's shown a lot of love. He's shown a lot of support. And he just celebrated a birthday as well. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Malik. I love you guys so much. Life is, we gotta stop taking our birthdays for granted, man. This life is short, and every year it should be a celebration. You should always be celebrating your birthday, whether it's going out, whether it's doing a party, whatever you need to do, it needs to be celebrated, man, because life matters. Life matters for sure. All right. I think I got everything that I needed to thank, all of my announcements. Oh, share. Sharing is definitely important. Guys, share. When it comes to sharing the reels, when it comes to sharing the broadcast, share, guys. Man, you guys don't realize how much one share can do. I told you guys, we got to partner in the process in this thing, man. We're a team. We're all a team, and we all want each other to win. And one of the reasons how you help me win and help this broadcast win is by sharing and getting that word out. So I want to give a huge shout out to the people that shared. Some of you guys have shared you shared the actual episode. A lot of you guys shared the reels that I posted a couple of weeks ago, man, and all of that matters. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for that. I definitely don't take it for granted. I don't take the donations for granted. It means everything in the world to me. One thing about me is that I try not to burn bridges. I pride myself on not burning any bridges, but I also pride myself in giving honor and thanks and love to who takes their time out, takes their resources and their soul seeds into my life. Thank you guys so much. I really don't ask for a lot, but man, you guys have been showing so much love to me, and I love you guys for it. And I think we have gotten all of the announcements, right? Last thing, I definitely want to thank myself. I thanked a lot of people last podcast episode. One thing that I didn't thank was myself. Round of applause for myself. Round of applause for myself, man. This podcasting it took about 3 years in the making. I had the vision, had the blueprint back in 2022, man, and this was a tough process. A lot of things that I had to invest in when it comes to my equipment, when it comes to the PC, the monitors, the camera, the lights, my digital board, keyboard. There was so much planning, so much thought, so much execution that I had to take place in order to get this thing done, man. And I could have thrown the towel, but I just took it step by step. I took it day by day, and I took it payment by payment, man. So I want to thank myself for being diligent and thank myself for betting on myself and investing in myself. I'm going to leave you guys with this quick nugget. I'll tell you how much you believe in yourself based on how much you've invested in yourself. I said, I'll tell you how much you believe in yourself based on how much you've invested in yourself, right? A lot of you guys, right, have these dreams, and I took notes on this. A lot of you guys have these dreams, right? Excuse me. A lot of you guys have these dreams, and you guys haven't put in any funding, and you haven't put any resources behind these visions. And when you don't put any funding or resources behind your visions, they're just dreams, and they'll never become goals, and they'll never become reality. I got to cook early. I'm going to get started in the first quarter. I'm going to cook early. I'm really going to cook in the fourth. I'm really going to cook in about that third and that fourth. We're really going to get sauteing up in here. But I got to get cooking in the first. Listen, in order for your dreams to become a reality, you have to put funding and you have to put resources in your vision, right? You say you want to start the business, say you want to start the podcast, say you want to start your clothing line, right? And all of these things sound great. All these things sound great and amazing, right? But if you have no blueprint and you have no plan, but also if you haven't invested the time and the resources, none of this is going to be possible. None of this is going to be possible, man. So it's definitely important that you take the time out and invest in yourself. You have to make sacrifices, right? Anything great that you want to achieve, anything great is going to require a great sacrifice. Anything great that you want to achieve, you're going to have to sacrifice, whether it's time, whether it's money, whatever it is, you're going to have to put in the work, and you're going to have to sacrifice and sow those seeds, right? So definitely. And also one last thing before we get going. Anything that you start, it will be uncomfortable, right? But fall in love with the discomfort. Fall in love with the discomfort. The minute that you get comfortable is the minute that you stunt your growth. Yeah! I said the minute that you get comfortable is the minute that you stunt your growth and you stop evolving. So it's definitely fall in love with the discomfort. I know it's not going to be easy, right? Me personally, I feel like the toughest step to take is the very first one. That was the toughest step, right? But as soon as you take that first step, right, be consistent, and it'll start to get smoother and it'll start to get easier, right? So definitely fall in love with the discomfort, and most importantly, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and stop waiting on other people to do it. You take action and you take affirmative of your dreams, your life, and your vision. All right. Now I got to segue and let me cue this up real quick. Let me cue this up real quick. What we doing? Yeah. I know you hear that in the back. We got something to talk about. We got trophies to talk about. I got a story to tell about me and my young boys. We walked in they trap and took over they trap. Yeah. We walked over they trap and we took over they trap. We took over the city. Yeah. What we doing? It was a movie. Cut it, DJ. Recently, just this past weekend, as you guys know, I'm a coach. I'm a coach for Next Level Organization. Based in Plano. We are a year-round basketball select organization team. I've been with this organization for about a year, and I've been getting better and better as time has progressed. Man, and the more that I coach, the more that I'm getting comfortable, the more that I'm falling in love with these kids, and I am re-falling in love with the game of basketball. I always wanted to stay connected with the game of basketball, and this gives me the opportunity to do so, pouring into these kids, pouring into their lives, and I want them to win on and off the court. And if anything that I can do to help them do that, I will do it. So just as recently, man, we went to San Antonio. This past weekend. Yeah, we went to San Antonio this past weekend. This was our first out-of-city tournament. This was meant a lot. This was the first tournament for a lot of these kids. We've been playing tournaments for most of the year, right? We've been playing tournaments for most of the year, but this was the first time that we actually got out of the city and traveled. We left out Friday. It took us about 5.5 hours. We ended up getting there around midnight. I got a little bit of sleep, and then I was up at 7 o'clock. I was amped up. I was excited. Took my shower, had my uniform laid out. Man, I was hyped. Man. I was ready. I was super ready for him, man. We ended up taking 4 teams. Down there, and we took our 10th grade boys. Shout out, round of applause for them. Round of applause for the 10th grade boys. We also took the 5th grade girls. Took the 3rd grade boys, and then last but not least, we took the 8th grade boys. Right. Everything, all the teams, they played their tails off. Let me start with the 10th grade boys. They did a phenomenal job. They lost. They ended up losing the first 2. They lost the first 2 pool play games, but they ended up winning out the rest of the games for the weekend. So huge congrats to them. I want to give a round of applause for them, man. They played some phenomenal basketball, and they showed heart. Those last 2 games. Then also round of applause for my 8th grade boys. They won the first 2 games. Lost our 3rd game in double overtime, sudden death. First person scores, wins the game. This was a tough game. I didn't get hardly any sleep because I'm just that passionate. I'm just very competitive. I'm very competitive when it comes to the game of basketball. That's just how I get. I get very competitive, and when we lost, it was a tough one. You know, we had our opportunities, but we just couldn't execute to the fullest that I know that we could have. But that's okay. That's okay, man. We end up winning our next 2 games on that Saturday. But I say that to say this. Cue up that music again. the third grade boys took it home. You right, you heard it. The third grade boys took home the gold. They took home the trophy. They had a phenomenal weekend, man. They fly around. Man, we got one guy, man. His motor is ridiculous, man. He gives it everything he has on the offensive side and also on the defensive side, man. He has so much tenacity and he just plays with so much passion, man. He get me lit just watching him play. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a movie. This is a movie. Yeah, classic, yeah. What we doing? Yeah. So, man, I was truly proud of them. They worked so hard. And then last but not least, our 5th grade girls took it home. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Give it up for the ladies. All right now. They took it home, man. They took home the gold, man. I think they went flawless. I don't think they lost a game all weekend, man. They played a phenomenal. I want to say 4 games, man. The last game was entertaining, like nerves, was coaching. I was an assistant coach that game, man. So I gave my expertise. I was locked in. I was locked in with them on defense. Locked in with them on offense. I gave my suggestions like to the head honcho, man, and we was able to close the deal and actually bring home 2 trophies for the organization. We was able to bring home 2 trophies for the organization. So I'm truly proud of our team. I'm proud of what we was able to accomplish, and the best is yet to come. We locked in this weekend. We got another tournament, man. Summer season, it don't stop, man. So I'm excited for what we got going, and let's keep winning. Let's keep winning. Last but not least, let's give a last round of applause for my Next Level Organization family. Now that we got all that out the way, now let's get to work. There's so much that we got to get to work, man. But first, Carl Thomas' voice. I'm emotional, and I can't. Yeah. I'm going to get a little emotional if I get a little energetic, if I get the juices flowing with this topic. Excuse me. I'm just very passionate. I want to segue into B. Simone. I got to give a quick context of what I'm talking about. B. Simone is a comedian. She's a social media sensation. She really blew up on social media with her comedy. She does skits, did a lot of, skits, a lot of reels. She was on Wild 'N Out, so she built her name. She's probably been in a few movies. I haven't seen them, but she's an actor. She's been in a few movies, but one thing that she started to do is that she started her own podcast. And this clip that I'm going to play that went across the internet, it caught a lot of traction, and it caught it fast. And like I said, I'm trying to process everything, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip for you guys, and we're gonna go from there. So just to give a quick backdrop on the clip that I'm getting ready to play, she was talking about how she, you know what? Don't even worry about it. DJ, go ahead and drop that track real quick. Let's go and drop that track.
Finances, like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing.
Never
I've
like that.
never been like that. we were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Let me run that back one more time for you guys.
Finances, like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing.
Never
I've
like that.
never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me you know what? In the words of T.D. Jakes, and I think I got something real good for her, this is what we all need to do. This is what we all need to do. In the words of the iconic, the legendary Bishop T.D. Jakes, who just recently retired, round of applause for T.D. Jakes. Round of applause for T.D. Jakes. Round of applause for T.D. Jakes. In the words of T.D. Jakes, this is what I got for B. Simone.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep, wake up out of your sleep, wake up, I command you in the name of Jesus, wake up out of your sleep, wake up out of your sleep. The Lord told me
Talk to him.
to tell you,
Yeah.
wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, stop crying, and wake up, stop fretting, and wake up. God's getting ready to get ready.
Yeah, T.D.
Get ready to get
Yeah. Yeah.
Wake up! In the balcony! Wake up!
If this ain't the most disconnected take in podcast history, I don't know what is. B. Simone, let me holler at you for a second. 3 words. Read the room. A lot of times, and this is what I'll be talking about, I hate that I had to put B. Simone on blast, right? But it's important that I use this as an example and edify you guys about us being asleep. We're truly asleep. This woman is complaining about not shopping at Bloomingdale's, not being financially stable to shop at Bloomingdale's, and having to go to H&M. A lot of times we can be so close-minded and can be wrapped up in our own world that we forget to see the actual world that we're in and the problems that it faces. I want to give this quick stat, man. And I was blown away by this stat when it comes to the finances and how much in the time that we're living in. So I'm going to read this to you. If you have, I repeat, I can't make this up. If you have 5,000, not 5 million, not 500,000, not 5 million. If you have $5,000, you are richer than 50% of all people on earth. I'm going to say that stat one more time. If you have $5,000, you are richer than 50% of all people on earth. That's according to the Global Wealth Report from the Credit Research Institute, which also reveals that you don't even need 6 figures to join the global top 10%. You don't even need 6 figures to join the top 10%. A net worth of just $93,170 is enough to put you ahead of 90% of the world's population. 90%! And you mean to tell me that you complaining about shopping at H&M? There's so much that's going on in the world today. And this is what I mean about how disconnected and how ugly and how nasty that clip was. We got people, we have ICE. We have ICE that is in the United States of America that is taking away people that are registered, that are actual American citizens, and they're shipping them back. They're taking them. I don't know if y'all remember the story. They picked them up at a graduation. At a graduation. Right after the graduation, they're taking, you can't make this up. There's families are being disconnected right now because of ICE and everything that's going on. And she worried about H&M. She's worried about H&M. We just had COVID not too long ago where millions of lives that were lost. It's crazy. It's 2025 and COVID was in 2020, but it feels like it was just yesterday where we was wearing masks. You couldn't go anywhere without a mask. Some people had COVID and that transitioned. And we over here worried about, I got to shop at H&M? We just had a bombing a little over a month ago. And we worried about because we ain't shopped, because we worried about we in outrage. We over here crying real tears because we got to shop at H&M. The fact that you're able to have enough resources to buy clothes is a blessing within itself. The hell with where I got to buy H&M. You're able to buy. That's a blessing within itself. We got to stop. We got to stop looking at the glass half empty. Being an adult, you have to realize that you have to adapt to your environment and your situation that you're in a particular season. The hell with H&M, folks out here can't even get M&M. And furthermore, H&M ain't all that bad. H&M ain't all that bad. Nah, I ain't been in there in a while. I ain't bought nothing from there, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. There's certain seasons that you have to adapt. There's certain seasons that you can't shop at Zara. You have to know that. You better go to Shein. You better go to that TikTok shop. And hell, I've been getting my stuff lately. I've been going to Ross. Ross has a hell of an athletic department collection over there. I'm getting all my dry fit. Instead of me going to Nike, going to North Park in the Galleria, getting all my Nike stuff for $50, $70. I'm going to Ross and I'm giving it for $17.99. You better learn how to adapt. You better go to Walmart. You better go to Wiley World and get you a couple shirts. You have to learn how to adapt. You have to learn how to adapt. Some of our lives, some of us need to think our lives are just as worse when in comparison to the world, you're doing better than good. Some of us need to stop complaining and learn to be thankful. Learn to be thankful for where we are and what we have. Some of y'all are complaining about cars, but you're complaining about your car. Hell, you have a car. It's people that gotta walk. It's people gotta walk in this weather. It's people that gotta go take the bus. You have a car, and it's able to take you from point A to point B. That, my friend, is a blessing. Let me get y'all think it's a game. My parents bought my older sister. They bought her, for her first car, they bought her a baby blue Beetle. A baby blue Beetle. That's great for her. That's awesome. Baby blue was her favorite color, and that was her dream car. She dreamed of the Beetle, and they got it done for her. They gave her, for her first car, they gave her a baby blue Beetle. Round of applause for my parents. Round of applause for my parents. They got her a baby blue Beetle, right? Unfortunately, they had to strip away, the car, because she wasn't really locked in. She just got like a little distracted, which seems to happen, same with freshmen, like when they go out of town, like for their first year in college, man. So they end up bringing the car back, right? And so they didn't sell the car back. They end up just bringing it back to the house. Guess who had to drive in a baby blue Beetle for my senior year, or for my junior year? I had to adapt. I didn't want to take the bus no more. I wanted to leave on my own time. So I had to adapt. Now, with me adapting, I had to park a little further. I couldn't park where everybody else parked because it was grateful, nothing but blessings. But hey, I'm the captain of the basketball team. All right, I can't pull up in the Baby Blue Beetle, so I had to park that thing in the back. That's called adapting. Hell, my second car was a Volvo. Now I see what y'all saying. Oh, the Volvo, you elevated. You got an even better car. No, the car was Jordan Sparks. It didn't have no air. Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. The car didn't have no air, right? But if I wanted to, still needed a car, right? I had to learn how to adapt, right? What I end up doing, I just had to have ice cold water every time I drove in that damn car. I had a thick gallon of water and ice cubes in it because I know I didn't have air, and I had to carry around a towel. That's called adapting, right? Even though I didn't have air, I was still grateful, right? I'm in it wheezing and sweating and wiping off tears, sweat getting all in my eyes all red, right? But I'm still grateful that I'm able to move around and have transportation. I always looked at the positives. in everything in life, I've always looked at the positives. I never saw the glass half empty in anything. In anything. Because I knew eventually it was going to get better. There was a season where I didn't have a car. There was a season about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I didn't have a car for about a year and a half. I had to Uber and I had to Lyft to and from work every single day, right? But with me doing that, I had to adapt. Okay, listen, you gotta Uber, you gotta pay to get to work. Now, when it comes to food, you're gonna have to walk. So I looked at it as a positive. I said the positive is I have all these restaurants, I have Walmart, I have all these kind of stores that are close proximity for me to walk to, and I walked. But in me walking, I'm speaking. In me walking, I'm seeing myself with transportation. In me doing that, I said, I'm going to have a car. I'm going to have a car. I shall have a car. I will have a car. And I envisioned myself. Every single time I walked, I said, I shall be driving. Every time. Every time. Because I just continued to stay positive. And I knew that it was going to change. And I knew that it was going to turn around for me. I knew that it was going to turn around for me. So some of y'all are even complaining about the house that you're living in. Well, they got this, it got this, it got roaches. Hell, we got a couple roaches. God damn it. Just go and put it out there. We got a couple roaches. Yeah, I said it. It's just a roach. You better Kirk Franklin, you better stomp. Hey, but I have air. I have air. We have a Wi-Fi, nice bed, nice comforter. It's all good. Cousin, nephew might come in. He might try to creep in on the slick every time we cook. That's okay. Just kill it real quick, throw it in the trash can, and go on about your business. It's a roach. Having that positive mindset, man, every single time. Looking at the glass half full instead of half empty. So I definitely want to talk about this. And also this life, the things that we have, the luxuries, the things that we have, right? We can take life for granted. We can definitely take life for granted. And it's important that we get out of our bubble. We get out of our own world and we start to appreciate the things that we have and not tear it down so much. It's important, right? That we don't take life for granted. It's important that we wake up. And speaking of taking life for granted, there's a couple things that I got to discuss. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Definitely want to say rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Really fast. Malcolm Jamal Warner, he played in significant roles, but probably his biggest role that he played in was The Cosby Show. He was a childhood sensation. He was a childhood star. That's where he got his break, and that's where we as a culture, we fell in love with him. I wasn't young enough to watch The Cosby Show live, because I wasn't born yet, man. But I got a chance to, as I got older, I started to watch The Cosby Show, and the role that family, that show played in black households meant everything. So this was a huge loss for us. And it's just unfortunate when you look at the details. He was actually on vacation with his, his amazing wife, his amazing kid, and it's unfortunate that he ended up drowning. I believe they ended up saving his daughter. They ended up saving his daughter, but he actually didn't make it. And he was only 54. He was only 54. And that's just tough. That's just tough. He told his wife that he was going out for a swim, and I can't even imagine the level of pain and the level of grief that she's going through right now. One thing that my dad always says is that Google can do a lot of things. Google is a search engine tool that we use damn near every single day. But one thing that you can't Google is when you're going to transition and die. And so it's important that we love on the people, love on our loved ones, make things right, right? Put your pride to the side and reach out to that sister, reach out to that uncle, reach out to that brother, reach out to your son, reach out to somebody that you have a rocky relationship and make that right, because you don't know. We say it all the time in church about tomorrow not being promised, but it's true. Tomorrow isn't promised. Tomorrow isn't promised, man. So it's definitely important that you make it right and that you maximize each and every day of your life and be on assignment and be intentional. So huge rest in peace. And my prayers and my condolences are going to Malcolm Jamal Warner and his amazing family. May you rest in peace, my good brother. Round of applause for you. I hate to say this, but there's more devastating news that broke out recently. The Manhattan shooting had just taken place, where a man, I forgot his name, but he was only 27 years old. He drove literally from Las Vegas all the way to Manhattan, New York, to complete this disgusting and just, I don't even have words. This was tasteless. This was nasty. And this was just certainly uncalled for. I'm gonna play a quick clip so we can get just a brief summary on this real fast, and then we're gonna be able to move on and get on to other segments, and we're gonna take a commercial break. But I just want to play this quick clip really fast, and we can get going. Give me just 1 second.
A short time ago in the middle of Midtown Manhattan. It happened outside 345 Park Avenue between 51st and 52nd Streets. Take a look here. You can see someone with a rifle walking outside the building on Park Avenue that contains the NFL headquarters and the consulting company Blackstone. A short time later, we could see people walking outside with their hands up. Let's get right to our Aaron Katersky, who's on the phone with the latest reporting. Aaron, just give us a tick-tock of what you know happened so far.
We believe that this man, who's armed with a long gun, Lindsay, shot an off-duty NYPD officer who was working a security detail at 345 Park Avenue. We believe for the Blackstone Group. The building also, as you say, contains the headquarters of the NFL. It's not clear that either of those companies or any company happened to be involved in this, but the man is believed to have shot the off-duty officer, at least one civilian as well. their conditions unknown, and then fled inside the building. There was a floor-by-floor search as police pursued the suspect. People who work for various companies in the building were told to shelter in place, and the upper floors remain locked down tonight, Lindsay. Finally, the shooting suspect, according to police sources, was found dead of what's believed to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound on the 33rd floor of the building.
Wow. Wow. And just to give more intake and intel on that news, the New York City mayor, Eric Adams, said Tuesday that a gunman who killed 4 people at the Manhattan office building was trying to target the headquarters of the NFL, but took the wrong elevator. Police said that Shane Tamora had a history of mental illness, and a note found on his body suggested the former high school football player had a grievance against the NFL over an unsustained claim that he suffered from CTE. So you can clearly tell that he was dealing with a mental illness, and which led him to commit this heinous crime. But like I said, man, this life, we just kind of take it for granted. And even looking on this situation, you know, the people that went to work, they didn't think that was going to be their last day on earth. They didn't think it was going to be the last day on earth. They're just thinking that they're going to work to provide for their family and to provide a meaner income for themselves. And so it's important that we stay woke. It's important that we appreciate what we have. But most importantly, it's important that we don't take this life for granted. So listen, man. Round of applause for yourself. We're still tuned in. We're still live. We still got a jam-packed show, man. When we get back from this commercial break, we're going to cover sports. One of my favorite topics on the Dexterity Podcast. I'm excited. It's a jam-packed. We got a lot going on, and we got a lot to cover and a lot to discuss. Don't touch that dial. The Dexterity Podcast is coming to you right after this. Let's go. Welcome back to the Dexterity Podcast. Welcome back to the Dexterity Podcast. We're still live streaming from Facebook. Make some noise for yourself. And at this time, it is time for the sports section of the episode. Make some noise. It's that time. My favorite part of the episode. Let's get it. Yeah.
That's a three. Lynn puts it up. Curry way downtown.
Yeah. Welcome. This is the sports segment, of the Dexterity Podcast, man. We got a lot to cover, and I got a lot of ground to cover, some things that I want to address and bring to the forefront, man. Let's bring down the music real quick, man. Let's get started. We got a jam-packed segment, man. The NBA draft recently just has taken place. The NBA draft has just taken place, man. The Summer League just ended, I want to say, a couple of weeks ago, man. And I'm super excited for the upcoming season, man. We got a lot of young bulls, a lot of young phenoms, a lot of young stars that are coming into the league. This was one of the best drafts in the past couple years. Last year, it was kind of underperforming. We really didn't have any standout rookies, but this year it was locked and loaded. Locked and loaded with some of these young players, such as Ace Bailey, hailing from Rutgers University, 6'10" forward, knows how to put the ball in the bucket. The Utah Jazz drafted him at number 5. What a pick. He's going to be able to go in there and make an immediate impact. He's going to be a huge part of the offensive scheme and strategy going forth in the season, and he has a lot of upside. So huge round of applause for him. Also, Dylan or Derek Harper, out of Rutgers, his college teammate. A lot of promise for him. He was a point guard, about 6'6", pick and roll, master role. He's going to be added to the backcourt with De'Aaron Fox, and you still got Victor Wembanyama. So I think that was a great pick for them. So I think they're going to have a pretty good year. As long as they're able to keep that core together, they're going to go far in the near future, and they're going to be a problem in the Western Conference. And certainly last but not least, the number 1 pick was the 6'10" Duke phenom, Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg was the number 1 pick, 6'10". He won the Naismith College Basketball Player of the Year award as a freshman. That's not easy. He's a 3-level scorer, can score from inside, score in the mid-range, and score on the 3. He had a hell of a season. Some are even saying that he had the greatest freshman season coming out of Duke. And I think sometimes we can be in the prisoner of the moment because, quite frankly, I have eyes. I have eyes. And I was able to see what good brother Zion Williamson did when he stepped on the scene, man. He made an immediate impact. He was box office. You know, me and my dad was just talking, and he was saying my dad don't even watch college basketball. And the fact that he was glued in and locked in and tapped in on Zion Williamson lets you know how box office he was. So I think sometimes we can be like in the prisoner of the moment, man. But all in all, Cooper Flagg was a hell of a pick for the Dallas Mavericks, man. When Kyrie Irving comes back from injury, when Anthony Davis gets back healthy, they got a solid team, also led by an amazing coach, one of the top coaches in the NBA, and Jason Kidd. Once they get everybody back healthy, they added D'Angelo Russell, and you got Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford still in the fold. They're going to be able to make some noise. So huge, great draft. Wishing these guys the best of luck, great health, and they have successful careers. Also, a few free agent additions. The Clippers, they were busy this offseason. They added veteran first ballot Hall of Famer known as the point guard, Chris Paul. He came back home. For many of you that you don't know that he was a Clippers for a while. They had some great years known as Lob City with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. So they had some great years. Couldn't get the job quite done, but that's okay, man. He's going back over there. And they also added John Collins, added Brook Lopez. So they had a pretty good offseason, man. It looks good on paper. Really looks good on paper, man. But as long as these guys can stay healthy and they get the chemistry right, man, the Clippers might make some noise in the Western Conference as well. The Los Angeles Lakers. Round of applause for the Los Angeles Lakers because of LeBron James. Round of applause of the Lakers because of LeBron James. They added DeAndre Ayton. He's coming from Portland. That was the big man that they needed. He's able to score. You can throw him the ball, and he can score in the paint. So I think that was a good pickup for them. Luka is going to be able to use him in the pick and roll. We also added Marcus Smart, a 3-and-D guy. He's won the Defensive Player of the Year. He's the last guard to win it, and the one before him was Gary Payton. So that lets you know that he is a force on the defensive end. If we can get him playing consistently on the offensive level, I think that he can be a key piece for us to try to make a Western Conference push. Also, speaking of Luka Doncic and the Lakers, Luka has been getting healthy. Looks like he's been working out. Looks like he's been taking his strength and conditioning very seriously. He looks good. That was one of the biggest reasons why the Mavs organization decided to hold off and trade him and not pay him the Supermax deal because of his health. So the fact that he's able to take his health and his conditioning more serious this offseason, I think that's going to be the exact kind of energy and intensity that we're going to need and for this upcoming season, man. Fat, skinny, Luka is still Luka. But the more healthy that Luka is, the better that the Lakers are. So LeBron James, with him being 40, he doesn't have that many years left, so we need Luka at his very best because we're going to try to get this 5th ring this year. Now, transitioning on, I don't know if you guys know this, but the football season is here. Make some noise for the football season being here. Make some noise for the football season being here. Make some noise for the football season being here. Football season is back. Football is officially back. We are back in motion. Training camp has begun for the football season. Super excited for the football season, man. Training camp has just started, man, and these guys are back at it. Man. Super excited for the football season. Couple additions. Rookies are coming into the league. Excited for their young careers. I'm excited to see what Cam Ward is going to do. He was the #1 pick hailing from Miami. He was a Heisman Trophy candidate. He had a hell of a season at Miami, so I'm excited to see. They've been saying some really good things about him, so I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do. Also, Travis Hunter had arguably one of the greatest seasons in college football history. He won every award, even on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. So he had a hell of a year. Also brought home the Heisman. He was the #2 pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'm super excited to see how they use him. It looks like they're going to play him on both sides of the ball, which he wanted. And I think he's going to make an immediate impact in a winnable division. Also, some free agent additions. Jalen Ramsey is on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Also, Darius Slay's on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Stephon Diggs signed to the New England Patriots. Devontae Adams is playing on the Los Angeles Rams. So a lot of key moves that were made in the offseason. So I'm super excited. The preseason game just kicked off not just last week. The Los Angeles Chargers, they end up playing the Detroit Lions. They end up playing the Detroit Lions in the Hall of Fame game. So football season is here. If you got a team, cheer them on. I'm a Saints fan. I don't have the greatest of expectations for my Saints. I think we had a lazy offseason. I don't think we had the greatest draft. I think we could have got Shador. But you know how that goes, man. Derek finally got in his car and got out of the city. Derek finally got in his car and evacuated the city. So round of applause for that. I didn't like him. Round of applause for that. But even with Derek Carr being there, we still have a void at the quarterback position, man. So I'm not too optimistic about it. But, hey, if we win, I'm happy. If we lose, I don't have any expectations to begin with. Also, with me being in Dallas, you know, Cowboys, this is a Cowboy city, and nothing brings me joy to watch you guys lose. Nothing brings me joy to watch you guys lose. Your agony, your depression, your sadness, your disappointment, all of that brings positive vibrations in my spirit. So I'm excited to see what you guys do and how you guys disappoint. I may go viral again. Another controversial news is something that I have to address. And once I address this, we're going to end this podcast, man. We had a hell of an episode, man, but I got to end it with this. In controversial news, Shannon Sharpe has been fired from ESPN. Shannon Sharpe has been fired from ESPN. For those of you that have been living under the rock, he was faced with a lawsuit several months back from a OnlyFans model. He was faced with a lawsuit because he was having relations with a OnlyFans model.
She belongs to the streets.
And so with that being said, there was some accusations that were made, and he had to take a leave. ESPN and him had came to terms, and he had to take a leave from the network. And so he's just been doing his podcast, which hosts Club Shay Shay, and also he has Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, which are doing phenomenal. He actually has the highest viewed interview on YouTube with Cat Williams, and that was a phenomenal interview. So Shannon Sharpe has been killing the media content game for about a couple of years, and also a round of applause for him. But unfortunately, I just think that when it comes to this situation, I just felt like he made a bad decision. I think that he didn't really, I just think he made a bad decision, and that decision cost him millions. A lot of times, we can be the very person to sabotage our own lives with one bad decision, with one bad moment. What you have to realize is that the greater the blessing, the greater the responsibility that you have to have. I'm going to say that one more time. What you have to realize is that the greater the blessing, the greater responsibility that you have to have. You have to have a high level of discernment and realize that the greater the success that you achieve, the bigger of a target that you put on your back. I'm going to say that one more time. What you have to realize is that the greater the blessing, the greater the responsibility you have to have. And you have to have a high level of discernment and realize the greater success that you achieve, the bigger of a target that you become. That OnlyFans model looked at him like dollar signs. And as soon as it was rumored that he was getting ready to get and sign for 100 M's at ESPN, is ironically when the lawsuit got filed, and she filed and wanted $50 million. So she wanted half of that potential contract that he was getting ready to get. They end up settling. Last week, they end up settling the lawsuit, and it's rumored that she got $23 million. And then 1 week later, after the settlement, she goes on IG and says that she's retired from OnlyFans. I bet you are retired from OnlyFans after you get $23 million. I'll be retired from anything if I get $23 million. But also 1 week later, 1 week later after the settlement, Shannon Sharpe was officially released from ESPN. I want to say this, and I want to throw in this nugget really fast. One thing that you must learn is that each of us have a different level of grace. And I truly believe that ESPN gave him a second chance with the first incident. They could have released him the first time. If you guys, let's go back a little bit further in the timeline. He had that IG Live. Y'all remember that? He went viral because he went on IG Live and he was with, I forget her name, but he was on IG Live getting skinned. He was on IG Live getting skinned.
Oh my God.
And I guess, I don't know if they was trying to record and it dropped. I don't know how it ended up on IG Live, but all you heard was breathing and humming. All you heard was breathing and humming. But that's not, let me stay on subject. The point that I'm trying to make is ESPN gave him a second chance. ESPN gave him a second chance, and they gave him grace and mercy in that situation. But that doesn't mean that they was going to give him grace and mercy in this. So kind of the writing was on the wall when this lawsuit that came out. I just think there was just no way that he was going to be able to recover and come back on the network with that much stint on his name. And let this be a lesson that I don't care how talented or how skilled you are, if you are a liability to the company and can't conduct yourself in a professional manner on and off of the airwaves and on and off of the workforce, they will let you go. I tell my players this all the time. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how good and skilled you think you are. I don't care how many points you average, rebounds, or assists. If your attitude is jacked up and you aren't coachable, you will be replaced. And the crazy thing about this whole situation is that it's going to be hard to replace Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is a beast. Shannon Sharpe is a beast. He's been killing it since Undisputed. He was on Undisputed with Skip Bayless. I actually watched Undisputed more than I watched First Take. They had a great chemistry. Unfortunately, he was released there. And when he got on with Stephen A. Smith, I said, okay, yeah, this is finna be a movie. This is finna be a classic. Two of the top sports personalities with the most charisma, the most swagger, hilarious. I think this is going to go over the charts. And they started doing numbers, man, but unfortunately, his conduct got him and led him to this situation. And furthermore, you absolutely have no business messing and dealing with a 20-year-old. There's certain things that you should outgrow. We talked about that at the beginning of the episode. Me outgrowing my clothes, you outgrowing people, activities, habits. There's certain things that you shouldn't be doing. Certain things that I shouldn't be doing at 29 that I was doing at 18. Certain things that you shouldn't be doing at 55, right? That you used to do at 25, right? It's like me running into my dad at the club and we both got sections at the club. For one, I'm going to be mad because why he ain't let me know so we can go half? So sections high. But then for two, I'm like, Pop, man, what you doing here? What you doing here, man? Go home. So just definitely there's some things that you have to outgrow and some things that you shouldn't be doing the older you get and the more mature you get. And this is my last point, and then we're going to rock out on this. A lot of us want millions, and we can't even manage thousands. A lot of us want thousands, and we can't manage hundreds. A lot of us are asking for blessings that we aren't ready for. Once God blesses you, he's not obligated to bless you again. How you manage the blessing once it's given is strictly on you. If you don't take nothing from this episode, be thankful for what you have and do not take your blessings for granted. I'm going to say that again. If you don't take anything from this episode, be thankful for what you have and do not take your blessings for granted. And most importantly, the last thing I want you guys to leave with, you may not be where you want to be, but as long as you're breathing, you have a chance and you have the ability to change your reality. So round of applause for that. That wraps up episode 2. That wraps up episode 2 of the Dexterity Podcast. I am your host, Che Dexter. This will be on the Facebook page. You can get the rest. You can get the full playback on the YouTube. We're going to upload that on the YouTube page. I'm excited for this. This is episode 2. We're only going higher. I'm only going to get better, and the content is going to get greater. I'm telling you something. You don't want to miss the next episode because I got a special guest. I got a special guest on the very first special guest on the Dexterity Podcast. Now, what you're hearing in the back, this is my brother right here. His name is Javian. and he's coming to take the rap game by storm. This finna be a movie. This is his new single, Hive Low's Way, 25 free verse. Y'all check this out. As we go out with this, go with God. And listen, I say this all the time. Y'all my folks, got nothing but love for you. Dexterity Podcast, episode 2. I'm thankful. We out. Oh, and last but certainly not least, shucky ducky quack quack. Let's go, baby.
Niggas run they mouth, I turn they block to attract me. I'm pass out the box, every nigga with me had heat. It's about the West, time to hand it down. First to clutch every time, drop my nuts every time. Phone jumping out the jump shit, I can punch every line. 25 for the verse, so that's a brick every rhyme, nigga. Yeah, I told niggas was bringing that feel back. Bringing that classic feel back, 25. You already know what it is, man. West Side, Pop Boys, I'm listening.
Dom DeMarco.